episode of Anything and Everything with Donna Lisa. I'm your host, Donna Lisa, and today, I know I say this about everyone I have on the show, I have a really special guest with me, Patrick Peel. Welcome to the podcast.
Why, thank you. Thank you. It's good to be here,
Yes.
to enjoy my happy hour with you, actually.
I
So
know. I'm actually drinking sparkling water. But if you want to have a cocktail, that's fine.
I have beer.
So for the viewers and the listeners out there, Patrick Peel is an amazing industry creative designer that I've met over the years in special events. And he's got an interesting story, and I love his story. He's been in event design and actually interior design as well, correct, Patrick?
Correct.
And has now transitioned over through COVID into yoga, health, and wellness. So I'm excited to have him on the show today to talk a little bit about what he's been doing. For those of you who do know Patrick through work, we're all going to miss you, Patrick. I know you're not working special events anymore. We're definitely going to miss you and your designs and your wonderful events. So again, welcome. How are you today?
I'm great. I'm actually doing really great. It's my birthday month. So, it's that extra Aries energy right now, that fire energy that's getting everything in order and allowing me to just enjoy being in the spotlight for a little bit. So it's good.
Yeah. Awesome. So Patrick said I was like really, really, really formal and whatnot with my headphones. So I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna make my casual today. I'm gonna take my headphones off. I still have the microphone.
She has the setup. The setup.
That's for you.
The microphone. I got it. I love it.
So for the viewers and the listeners out there who don't know anything about you, tell me a little bit about yourself and what you've been doing during COVID. Of course, everyone who knows you in special events, they know that you're an amazing designer. I know you were also an instructor at one of the top hospitality special event schools here in town in Las Vegas. Let us know about how you got started in special events and all that other good stuff.
Well, once again, thank you for having me. I think that everybody has a story, right? And some are, have more events than others. But I will say this much. I'll say a lot, actually. But I come from a performance background, dance mainly, musical theater. And I did that for a number of years. I ended up in Vegas doing, Jubilee. One of the very few Black dancers, and I was the first Black dancer that broke a barrier doing a particular number in the show. So it was great to be a part of history in a very classic Vegas way. So to have that influence in my life from being a show boy and understanding what a showgirl was about, that gave me an essence of what Las Vegas was about. I was then given an opportunity while I was doing some interior design work and hospitality design over at the El Cortez. Me and my former business partner, won a competition, not won a competition, we came as runner-up, second place. And we were fresh designers right off the bat, had some fresh ideas, got noticed by El Cortez, and out of 33 designers, we were number 2. But there were 4 people that were selected. And, that gave me another edge as to what Vegas was about. We had a lot of research because our room was designed after and inspired by Vintage Vegas, or what we known as Vintage Vegas back then. So with all of these different influences, an opportunity came through with Hello Las Vegas, also known as Hello Destination Management. And I came in as from interior designer, wanting to do these big events, and Melissa Zorko and Michael Brown. At the time, Melissa was like, I don't know if he has it to make it to cross over from the interior design world to the event world. It's totally different. It's high speed. It's turn around, turn and burn, turn and burn. And I was like, I can do this. I can do this. And it was between myself and another guy. They gave it to me because I had more of a design eye. The other guy was a writer. You don't really need to write so much when you're designing. You know what I mean? So, which what fell into my lap. So I had a great, successful adventure with Hello Destination.
Okay.
I won numerous awards. I had grade 8 clients. Was able to design in places that I would never have the opportunity to do just because of who I worked with and what I did.
Okay.
It exposed so much of Las Vegas to me once again in a whole nother world. But it brought it all to me and I was like, this is my city, you know, like I have to also be able to give back. And the way that I would always give back, if it was not through the Gay and Lesbian Center or supporting AFAN, it was also then giving back to the design community through working with TISOH, being a design and production instructor. You know, teaching the traits and all of the business, you know, and how to make it and work it, you know. So I was very grateful. I was very blessed with a beautiful career, and it all ended with, you know, the special event that happened a year ago. Just a month ago, it would have been a year,
Oh,
but it made it,
right.
yeah, it made its full anniversary. But I was pretty much the last, or special events was the last big event. That was my last piece of work to leave out there to the world, as I know. Who knows what's going to happen in the future?
Right.
But to be able to have such a platform, to be able to look up, I have been looking up to all of these people, and now here it was, I had this opportunity to entertain all of those folks in my town. And I had such a blast. And I was so grateful that they entrusted that particular event opening night to me and to Hello Las Vegas. And everyone came out of the woodworks. I could not be more grateful, you know, for the outpouring of support from talent to decor to food, the works. There were some bumps that we endured because the weather didn't hold up. And in turn, you know, it kind of, you know, rained on my parade in a sense. And I was there left, like with my mouth dropped open, like what has happened? You know, half my event was indoors, half of it was outdoors at Area 15. That was just on the premiere of opening their space. And once again, all this is like right at COVID, you know, city shut down. So even as that week had continued on, we started losing people from the conference because of COVID. But then I had an opportunity to talk about my story to those that wanted to hear on a platform with Clint. Oh my God, Clint Holmes, is it? I hope. Um,
Okay.
you know, he gave me When Shit Happens, you know, it was a platform in TSC to give my story, and this shit happened, and there was nothing that I could do about it. I have my sources, but with being that it was a new environment, there was fire marshal havoc everywhere. So like I had to tiptoe like nobody's business. But to have the pressure of so many organizations and all the people that's a part of this, and to see it crumble right in front of your face, you're like, oh my God, is this really happening? So, you know, when I shared my story, I had not had really the time to process everything that had been going on because it's so quick, right? From one thing to the next, to the next, to the next. And so during that week, you know, I had an opportunity, like I said, to talk about it, and I ended up breaking down, and I did not realize the amount of pressure I was. I did, but you know, you don't realize that you're going to break at that very given moment. And so with that, it really humbled me in a whole nother manner. Rick, come here, come here.
Is that your dog? It's okay.
That's Duncan.
My dog was making noise in my other podcast.
Oh my God.
He's so cute.
Yeah, this is Duncan. He has to be seen.
So cute.
So yeah, this is my little guy. But yeah, so, you know, having that opportunity to really kind of get emotionally in
Mhm.
front of my peers, you know, to let them know, you know, a lot, yes, I hear what you're saying and I agree with you on the experience, but also realize I'm human,
Right.
you know, and there's a lot of people that invested a lot of time with that experience. It really was the lasting moment of my moment with special with events, you know. So it kind of stung a little bit, and I felt like I needed to, you know, the quarantining came at the right time because I needed to heal from all of that, you
Yeah.
know. And then not only mention, but the company that I was working with also started to lay off and move people on out. We were already working at home, and then slowly became a part of furloughed, you know, at
Right.
different tiers and all of that. And next thing you know, yeah, you're at home and not working. I saw the writing on the walls because of different conversations that had already been had in the office. So I knew something was up, you know. And with that being said, I then started taking my world inward. So really concentrating on just me. What is it that I'm going to do now? You know, our city's shut down. No events are happening. You know what I mean? Am I relevant? You know, how can I keep being creative?
Right.
So our city, we had the first moment in July to start opening things back up. At that time, I wasn't doing anything, and I decided to start taking yoga again. Well, I was already taking
Back
yoga.
into it.
I was just getting back into it. So, but the parameters were, you know, and I do hot yoga. I don't do regular yoga. Unheated room. I'm not a big fan, you know.
You do the hardcore stuff.
I do the hardcore, a personality type of stuff, girl. Athlete, queenie athlete. But, you know, nevertheless, I really started getting back into it and I really started becoming more holistic and
Okay.
just more, you know, mind, body, spirit, and wondering what it is. How is it that we're all in this situation, first of all? You know, what is going on? What can you believe? What can't you believe? Who's going to take care of you? You know, does anyone care? Like
Right.
literally, it became so basic for me, you know, and understanding here as a human race, not by color, not by ethnicity or any, you know, religion or anything, but just as a people, we have to be able to take care of ourselves, but be able to be nice to one another. Now we're like diseased, you know what I mean?
Right.
And it was a lot to really kind of understand. But, you know, Duncan, my little one, he and I had a blast. It was the first time it was allowing me to actually rest. I slept a lot. I
Well,
slept a lot.
I was gonna say, I mean, you're right. It was a good time for everyone to kind of step back in our industry because you know how it was pre-COVID. We were nonstop. You know, we were
Nonstop.
checking emails at midnight after we came home from a networking event and or you know just meeting with a client or going to dinner. So yeah, I mean, I think it was a good time for everyone to kind of take a step back and reevaluate what's going on in their life.
Yeah.
So with you going back into yoga classes, taking yoga classes, is that kind of what made you want to get back into or get into health and wellness?
Well, yoga has always been my go-to,
Okay.
especially with events, with special events, the high pressure, the long hours, the countless, I mean, 24/7, 7 days a week. You're always
Right.
thinking, you never turn it off. It was what I needed to escape. I would always tell the office, I'm going to go get my namaste on, and then I'll be back to work till midnight, 2 o'clock, whatever in the
Right.
morning to get the proposal done and out to the client. So it just allowed yoga to be the forefront. There was no
Okay.
excuse anymore. There was nothing. It allowed me to put me first, not my job.
No,
And
I agree.
you know, so, and then at that same time, because I was also a smoker, I also was analyzing internally, like what were the things that were causing me to smoke. And a lot of people would like, what, you smoke? Yeah. And they would catch me and I'd be like, oh God, I feel that small, like I should not be doing it. And plus close friends, they had lost people that had, and I just was at that point where I was like, Patrick, you were a teenager trying to fit in, and then it changed for you. And it was an escape route for you. So, being real with it, kind of was like, we've got to lay the cards on out, So now, and I quit overnight, cold turkey,
Wow.
no other drugs, no nothing. I was just done.
So
Um,
when did you stop smoking officially?
in July when I started back with my
Wow.
yoga.
Okay.
So it's going to be a year here in a few
Wow, that's
months.
awesome.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, hey,
For you.
I think it's definitely a mindset that you have to be ready for.
Right.
And there are tools out there. If you want to do it, you can do it, but I know that I didn't realize that me quitting smoking and starting back to doing yoga and all of this, that I would be heading in the career path that's being laid before me right now, getting certified in my 200 hours, vinyasa flow, um, getting my certification under one of the top yoga studios in Las Vegas. Me personally, it is the top, personally. And just having great opportunity. And now I just booked my
Right.
first corporate event, corporate client. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
so are
doing
you doing like a yoga event for them? Is that what you're doing?
I'm going to be doing, yeah, a 45-minute yoga instruction.
Nice.
And thank you to Brentino.
Oh, okay. I had her on my podcast a while back, and she's awesome. So good
Yeah.
for you. I know you two are good friends. So awesome.
Yeah. So
Nice.
she threw it to me and she goes, I think I might have something that you might be interested. And
Right.
I was like, for sure, let's do this. So, I think that, things just happen in mysterious ways. And before you know it, you're on another path. If you just allow yourself to
Right.
be and just go with it. And, after seeing that I was taking 2 classes a day, 2 to 3 classes, hot classes, mind you, fitness, it could be Pilates with kettlebell. It could be yoga, hot yoga flow, or a yin. I was always in the hot room 2 to 3 times a class.
Wow, that's
So
intense.
being in that type of environment that much, friends had even said to me, Patrick, why don't you get certified? I was like, no, I'm not interested. I just want to I don't want to teach right now. And then in January, a teacher instructional came through for certification, and it was a 200-hour. I had nothing on my plate, and I was like, let's do this, and I knew that also where I was emotionally in my life, that it was also going to help me process some of those emotions and to be able to look at life a little differently. So,
Nice.
yeah.
So how has it been? I mean, since you started your classes in January, you got certified. I did see that on your Instagram. You got certified in March, correct? Or was it February?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
How has it been for you? I mean, now you're a certified instructor and you're working at what, where are you at? Did you say TruFusion?
Yes. TruFusion.
Okay. And which location?
So I practice at Eastern,
Okay.
but I teach at Summerlin downtown and Blue
Okay.
Diamond location. Yeah.
My home, my neighborhood. Okay. Definitely have to try. So just like a side note, Michelle, our coordinator at Quest Events, took your class at TISOH, and I did
Yes.
mention to her that you are certified now, and she's like, that makes a lot of sense. You know, he used to do a lot of yoga poses in class. She's like, you're very flexible, just so you know.
Well, I would do yoga poses. I was just a mover. So they're
Okay.
not used to seeing people like move in class. And I move sometimes when I talk. So I get a little animated. But you didn't see my legs go up in the air or anything
Well,
like
she
that.
thought it was a great way to get the class, you know, interacting, and it was fun. So she enjoyed your class. She's very happy
Yes.
for you. Yeah, I'm excited for you. So
Yes.
when, how often do you teach?
So currently right now I'm on a teacher training kind of schedule. So I teach right now Mondays at 3:30, or excuse me, 2:30 to 3:30 at Blue Diamond. And then on Wednesdays from 4 to 5 in Summerlin, downtown. So, and
Awesome.
that's current right now. That's going to change here in a moment because we're getting ready to do our final, if you want to say, where we lead our own class and do everything. And then we're adjudicated, and basically we are offered a job or not. With TruFusion, if they want to take us on as instructors, or they could say, we want to take you on, but we think you need a little bit more time doing the training part of it, doing
Right.
more of the teacher training. So,
That's
which is totally fine with me as well. If they're not ready, if I'm not ready, I'm not ready. You know what I mean? I'm okay with that. So, and I think that's part of the spirit as well, is that I'm not perfect. I'm not trying to be perfect. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to do me, and hey, enjoy it. You know what I mean? So my approach has been a little different. I know that a lot of people have a higher expectation of me, and because of my animated personality and different things, I know, you know what I mean? But yeah, I work people out. Prepare to work.
So I'm just gonna let you know, I've always wanted to try yoga. I think I try like some, basic classes. Hot yoga is another level. I don't know if I can handle hot yoga, but I'm up for the challenge. I mean, you're great at everything you do, so I would definitely take one of your classes. That is definitely next on my list. Michelle and I did say we're going to take a class with you. So,
Well, I have 2 passes for you guys, so
okay.
come on by. Let me know which class you want to come into. But
Don't
my
laugh.
thing is
Don't
about
laugh at
hot
us.
yoga.
Can't handle
Um,
it.
hot yoga it detoxes as well as it heals you all at the same time. Like
Okay.
there's so much going on. But coming from the event world and
Mhm.
coming from high pressure, if you are able to keep yourself calm through those situations, and I know that you are, I've seen you in action. Believe me, the pressure's on and you're there, you're on top of it. That is what the hot yoga is. The hotness is just an element to allow you to really concentrate and focus on your inner, and really to pull that strength out of you, because we can't catch ourselves so many and so many moments in life
Mhm.
where outside we cannot control, but we can control our inside, and that
Right.
is what hot yoga does, as well as
Okay.
drop the weight, get rid of the toxins inside, increase your flexibility, all
Right.
these other mental clarity, all that kind of stuff. It really allows you to be able to focus and forget about everything else on the outside so that you can maintain.
So wow, that's pretty deep. I mean, I'm definitely interested in taking a class. I did tell you that when we spoke offline. And
Yes.
I'm a person of my word, so I am going to take it, even though I probably will struggle with it. I'm not very flexible. Just letting you know.
And people come in and different at different levels,
Okay.
and you do what you can do. If you do feel like you need to take a knee, take a knee.
Okay.
Drink some water, sit and watch people.
Right.
And the biggest thing is stay in the room as long as you can, because really it's you just acclimating to that type of environment.
Okay.
And living in Las Vegas, let me tell you, if you can stand it outside, you're okay.
We can do outdoor events, so I think I'll be okay.
You know. So, but yeah, it's been a great moment, and so that was a month ago that I became certified. So
You.
now a month into this, I have been teaching. I've also been doing yoga modeling for yoga homes. I continue my own practice on top of now just booking my first corporate client. So things are in flux with me right now, and
That's awesome.
so yeah. Lots of
So
things going on.
I know, and I'm excited for you. I really am. I mean, things are like we're slowly coming out of the pandemic now, but we're still in it.
Yeah.
And I know COVID's affected a lot of people, on a personal level as well as professional, with COVID going on for the last year. And I know you and I had, multiple conversations throughout the shutdown, and, with you getting into yoga and even getting certified. What is the next step for Patrick Peel?
We shall see. Actually,
It's a
it's
surprise.
unfolding. It's unfolding before my very own eyes, and so
Okay.
I think one of the things that I've always learned, and that is being an artist, being a dancer, is you've got to go with the flow. You've take the leap of faith. Something will happen and the net will catch you. I don't think that you need to be so focused on what is next as much as, what are you learning out of the experience, For me, that's what it's been more so. And I think because of all of the recent events and all of that, it's really pushed me and placed me in a place of patience more than anything, with myself, with, people around me, and, just being in the United States alone, feeling trapped. You've got to really have some true patience. And so I think that is one of the things that I'm really kind of walking away with right now. And as far as where I'm headed, continued on with, teaching yoga and all of that. That's a new adventure. And, getting more certifications and things like that, challenging myself. But I think, also incorporating design. Design is something that I cannot walk away from. I still work with, Verlu's Lighting on their showrooms, and
Nice.
they're going in different directions and expanding and making smaller areas in their markets and things like that. So creativity, number one, will continue. Movement wise with my yoga, and I think moving towards a lifestyle brand is more kind of where I'm looking to, and being able to incorporate design and yoga together. So
I can see that. I mean, I definitely can see you creating a brand for yourself.
yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So what inspires you to do what you do, to get up and, do yoga and work with designers still in events?
Well, to me, I think, they're just both two huge passions of my life. I've danced in the first half of my life, and the second half, thus far, it's been all about design, whether it be on a hospitality, residential, or event level. It has all encompassing, and I love being able to create space. And so if I, am able to find those platforms where I can actually do both,
Right.
then even better. Why not pick up a client and they're wanting a yoga studio or in their home or a sacred space or anything like that, you know what I mean? So I think it's fun, but I also think people are looking for a simpler, more holistic touch with design, something that's simplicity and something that's actually more true to
Right.
their being. So
Nice. So I have one more question to ask you that I ask all my guests on the show. Is there a daily affirmation or a quote that you like to, start your day off with?
Thank you. Truly, to be honest with you, I walk my dog in the morning all the time and I say, thank you for my life. Thank you. Thank
Oh,
you for taking care of me, and providing the simple things that make my life easy that
right.
I don't even think about,
Oh, that's awesome.
because, you see a lot of things that are happening around the country in our own city.
Right.
And I just am thankful. Thank you. So, however that comes to you, however that comes out, you know what I mean?
Right.
Being acknowledging for the things that are provided for me on a daily basis right now, because you only have today. You're not guaranteed
No,
tomorrow.
you're right. I totally agree. Having some gratitude is great. And I think, you and I have, people don't cheers. You and I have been in contact, I want to say at least 5 to 6 times throughout the pandemic, before COVID, during COVID, and even coming out of it. And yeah, I'm definitely thankful for friends like you to help me with my passion, which is, this podcast and starting to branch off and also trying to create a brand for myself. And Britt, she's so awesome. She was one of the first, you two were the first two that I actually wanted to start the podcast off with. And I know you had a lot going on. You were doing a lot of taking care of a lot of things personally. So I gave you some time when you were ready. But I'm grateful and thankful for people like you two in my life, because, we all get busy, and in our previous, with you, previous career in special events, sometimes you just don't have that time to give to people. But I do appreciate you taking time out, and I'm so happy to see that you're in a good place. A lot of
Yeah.
people are not in a good place, coming out of the pandemic and even during it. And you've been able to maintain, just being in a good place. So yeah, it's nice to see that you're doing well. I'm so excited for you in yoga, and I promise you, Michelle and I will come to a class. I don't know if I will make it through the entire one. She's so hardcore. She'll probably, do way better than I will, but I'm going to push through for you, Patrick.
You can do it. You can do it, believe me. But, I think that the people that are having a hard time, I think, and I don't want to speak like I'm a guru and I know it all, but it's also just taking a moment to realize things have changed.
Right.
Things have changed. It is not the same anymore.
You're right. I mean, it's just like dealing with clients in special events or in the hospitality world. You have to learn to adapt
Yeah.
to change quickly. And so, yeah, you're right. There were some people that weren't, quick to adapt to the change, and others like yourself who were, who adapted really well. And like Britt, for one, she's doing amazing. I'm so excited.
Oh my God.
Yeah, she's doing
like, wow, girl.
so
I'm like, can I get on that team of yours?
I know.
Team Britt.
Yeah. She's got so much energy, and she's a new mom. So I'm like,
Right?
I don't know how you have the energy, because I remember being a new mom and I was like, whoa, that was a lot. So yeah.
I'm not even a mom. I can barely take care of myself. So, I
But you have a fur baby. You have a fur baby.
I do. He, I will say that, and that was another great thing. Here it was, I had just bought my home. I had not been able to enjoy my home at all, or spend enough time with my dog. And here I am 24/7 here with him. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, I cannot complain about that at all. So
good for you. Well, I'm very excited for you in your new venture. Again, like you said, the special events industry is definitely going to miss your presence. I'm sure it's not going to last for too long. We will see you back soon.
Yeah. You never know. You never know.
You never know, but you're talented at everything that you put your mind to. And I'm very excited for you and, you following your passion. Absolutely.
Well, thank you. I mean, and thank you for constantly checking in on me.
Yeah.
It has been a little scary at moments, and all the things, all considered and all of that. But you constantly checked in on me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
People say, they're like, that's just the mom in you, Donna. Because I check in on friends randomly. I'm like, hey, how are you doing? I just want to see how you're doing. And it's not for my job just to say, hey, how are you doing? Are you guys booking events?
Oh, no, not at all. You didn't have to. I wasn't calling you for furniture. I wasn't calling you for anything, you know what I mean? And here it was, you just checked in on me, and there were so many people that supported during that time. And I just am, once again, just completely thankful. I don't think I could have gotten through what I went through, you know what I mean? Right. And, it's one of those things that is always in the back of your mind, but knowing that you need to, once again, still press forward, keep your head held high, keep your chest up. People say you always have great posture, Patrick. I'm like, yeah, because if I keep the chest up.
You do. I gotta practice that. You do. You definitely do. You walk around. I can definitely say this about you. You walk around with confidence. And sometimes people who walk around with a lot of confidence are intimidating. But let me tell you, when I started working with you in special events a few years ago, you were the kindest. I mean, the same thing. I said the same thing to Britt when I met her for the first time. You guys were so welcoming. People with your knowledge and expertise, you're very welcoming. You don't look down at the small people. So thank you for that. I do appreciate you for that, because I remember just starting in special events and going, oh my gosh, okay, Patrick's, he's one of our, he works for one of our top clients, and he's an amazing designer. Now I got to work directly with him. How is he going to treat me? And you were awesome. So appreciate that.
Well, and it's so funny because, you look back on things and you hear those kind of stories and stuff, and how people viewed you. And I'm like, I was just like everybody else. I was
Right.
just trying to climb my way to the top too, and you know, it just amazes me how people viewed myself, other people, Britt and all of that. And I know Britt is an inspiration. She's superwoman to
She
me, but
is.
and you are also superwoman to me. I'm like, I don't know how you guys do it, but my thing is that like everybody, once you know that person, you just know that person. So
Right.
no matter what they do, how big they get, and all of that kind of stuff, it kind of just is, that's something else. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know.
Well, I mean, I'm glad you and I definitely stay connected and have kind of grown our friendship, from a professional relationship to an actual personal relationship and friendship. I'm very grateful for you, and thank you for taking time out today and giving us a little insight on what you're doing, and some advice for people who are looking to kind of get out of that rut, because I definitely think healing yourself helps, especially during COVID.
For
And
sure.
you found a way to do that. And for anybody out there who's looking to get into yoga, definitely go see Patrick. He's at, you said Summerlin and Blue Diamond, correct? TruFusion.
Yes, and actually, once I know exactly what days, then I'll
Okay.
forward that information, and you can divvy it out to all the folks
Awesome.
that want to, come through. But I do say this: follow your passion. It doesn't matter what it is. You can make money at it. Believe in yourself. Believe in
Absolutely.
yourself. That's all you need to do, because
Absolutely.
it's just a game.
That's a great piece of advice. Thank you so much, Patrick. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening and the rest of your week. And thank you
Yes.
again for taking time out.
Thank you.
I'm about
Thank
to
you.
have a
Cheers.
cocktail too. Cheers. Have a good night, Patrick.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Ciao.